So, good evening, greetings, and salutations. This is Passionate Bliss, and I want to tell you about my walk through the Love Island streets. Um, I really get back on here and make videos anymore. While I was very active one time, but I only get on here, it looks like once a year when Love Island comes on. That's because I'm a huge fan of the show. I became one when I was out of work on leave, and I keep reviewing this show. Now I'm at the point where I only leave a review as a prediction for the final, and if I feel like a very important point of view is being missed. And I'm a big followers of, a lot of the channels, Tammy Talks, It Takes Two, several others. But anyway, matter of fact, I'll tag them when I post a video. And these are people who appear to be very introspective, but they're also a lot younger than me, and I think that there are aspects that they're not seeing that I would like to have seen. Also, I like the two little girls, the one that's the lawyer and the one that's the therapist. I like them as well. And they're very introspective. But a couple of points I wanted to talk about. And mine is a deep dive into the Casey and Aniya of it all, because frankly, that's the only couple I actually care about. The others have become a joke. And I feel like a lot of stuff is being missed. I am somebody who has been a registered nurse for 28 years. I've been a certified life coach for the past 5 years. I'm still a nurse though. And I'm a GG. I just became a grandma, and I've seen a lot. So I'm going to give you the auntie or the grandmama take on all of this, because your grandma always got something for you. So I think that one of the things that we're losing sight of that isn't being taken into consideration when we have the viewpoints is the reason why we came here. The reason why we came, why we watched the show, the reason why those contestants are on the show. They are contestants, okay? They all come here they come for a reason, we come for a reason. The reason we come here for the fairy tale. We came here for love. We came here for the fantasy. We want to see the knight in shining armor come up, find the damsel, save her from the queen, save her from the stepsisters, save her from the forest. And we want to see them fall in love and live happily ever after. We have heard both Aniya and Kinsey allude to the fact that they want a fairy tale. And honestly, when we're watching, we want a fairy tale too. That's why we came here. So we have a tendency to judge their actions through what we came for. We came here for love. We even told the production, look, we're tired of seeing all these tongue down sessions. We don't want to see all this kissing. They're not talking. We're not getting the fairy tale. We're not getting the fantasy. We can't see the relationship. We came here for love. Let us see the love story. So they start showing a little more of the relationship instead of all the tongue down action. Okay? So we came here to see the love. That much is evidence. But we're forgetting why they came here. Now, we're here for the fairy tale of it all. That means that we expect this knight to rescue our princess and save her. And they're going to live happily ever after. And so in this story, the woman is the true heroine. The man is not the hero. In the Casey and Aniya of it all, you all have made the man the hero, and you have forgotten that the heroine is the actual center. It's the women we care about. We care about them finding love, them getting rescued, them living happily ever after. The man is just there to be the hero, to swoop in and save her. And with the Casey and Aniya of it all, Casey was doing a bang-up job of being the hero. We believed in him, We're buying the fairy tale of all the couples. Theirs was the strongest. Initially in the voting, the highest ranked couple was Melanie and Sincere. They were the highest ranked on the first one. Because number one, they chose each other. Number two, they're cute. Okay. Casey and I got together by default. She was not his preference. Okay. But somewhere along the line, because these women are competing to get these men to fall for them and to claim them and close off with them, the men begin to take on the idea in their head that they are the prize. That's happening in society at large. These men believe that they are the prize. They're not. They've never been the prize. They never will be a prize. And those of us, primarily women who watch, we want to see her fall in love. We want to see her live happily ever after. In this scenario, the woman is the prize. Okay? And so that's what we come here for. Now, about the contestants, both Aniya and KC. Why did they come here? KC is a CNA from California. He came here to win. He came here for the money. Like I said, I'm a nurse. I've been a director of nursing. I hire CNAs. I fire CNAs. I see what their mentality often is. And although he's a nurturer by nature and by profession, and we've seen him nurture her throughout the show, he's a nurturer. But the fact of the matter is, if they're not certified, they only get $1 more than minimum wage. I'm in the state of South Carolina. That means that's about $8.50. Now, if they are certified, they're going to get anywhere from maybe $13 to $20 if the company is generous an hour. So KC needs the money. He's here to win, and he's been playing to win. He is the strongest male character in that villa. He's done an impeccable job until that biracial bombshell came in. He's done an impeccable job. They know he's the man to beat. You got the two fair-colored boys plotting against him because they know he's the strongest player of the men in this villa, okay? And he's playing to win. He came here for a reason. He's here for the money. He's here for the fame. He's here for the brand deals. He's here for the notoriety. He's doing a very good job of being the hero, showing up as the knight in shining armor. He's done an excellent job up to this point, okay? He's playing his game. He's unbeatable at this moment, and they know it. Aniya, why is she here? Aniya was raised by an NBA father who has his own non-for-profit foundation, and the mother's a shoe designer. She is not here for money. She doesn't have to win. She's not playing to win. Aniya came here for one reason. She told us the reason she was here in her first conversation with KC. She said, I'm with my family 24/7. My father has a non-for-profit foundation of which I am the marketing director at the age of 23. Okay? Her family trusts her judgment and her education and her presentation to represent their non-for-profit foundation on a national platform. That is why Aniya is here. She's at work. She came here to put her foundation of her family, whom she's around 24/7. She came here to put that foundation on a national platform. That's why she's here. She didn't come here for love. She didn't come here for money. She's not here for KC. She's here to market herself. So that means that Aniya has to leave here with her reputation intact. Because what I know from working closely with the marketing department, what I know is that you have to sell yourself and your foundation to them. You have to, in her case, because it's not for profit, she has to make these people trust her with millions of dollars to do whatever it is their foundation is there to do. Whatever it is, whatever their goal is, she has to ask for money. She's the face of the foundation. She has to get people to trust her with all their money that she's going to execute, with integrity, and it's the best use of their money when they give it to her. She goes to people and asks them for millions of dollars. She's the most serious player in this game. She came here to represent her family and her foundation. Not love, not money, not KC. She makes more than that, at least 4 times that on her job. She doesn't care about $50,000. Okay? I'm sure she'll take the brand deals too. But she came here to represent her people and her foundation. Okay? And so we need to recognize that. So those of you who feel like, oh, Aniya has low self-esteem, Aniya has low confidence, Aniya is self-sabotaging, Aniya is in her head with her insecurities. Aniya is here. She's not here for KC. She's here to represent her family. That means in marketing, because you're the face of your company, you have to leave this show with your dignity intact. You have to leave this show with your reputation intact. You have to leave this show with your morals intact. If you're going to then come out and say, give me millions of dollars for my daddy's foundation. She can't afford to look like a bird on this TV. She can't afford to let KC make a fool of her on this TV. That's not what she came here for. So no, she's not going to let him make her look stupid running behind him when he's clearly trying to run behind a biracial woman. Okay? So what happened with the two of them was that, and I'm not going to pretend like Aniya is not color struck. She is. We're also going to have to acknowledge that KC is color struck. He is. Aniya is not his preference. He is not her preference. And they got together by default. 2 other biracials was in line before KC. as her preference. My personal opinion, with no evidence at all, is that Aniya's experience as a dark-skinned woman has shown her that dudes like KC are not checking for her. She had better luck with dudes that look like these two biracials. She probably didn't stand behind the door because she thought he ain't interested in me and it ain't worth the effort. I'm going to start with these two. Okay? So for whatever reason, however, she didn't stand behind his door. And I was glad to see that because black men have taken black women for granted for so long that we're always going to be there. We're always going to check for them. We're always going to show up for them. I was happy to see on a national platform that the days are gone when black men can automatically assume that they're guaranteed a black woman. You're not. You need to compete and you need to work for them just like everybody else. You're not. So I was glad to see that. KC received the message as well as a blow to his ego. He got on his game. He was number 3 on her list. 2 biracials were in line before him. By the time it came time for the recoupling, she sent her preference home. So those of y'all who are saying, she don't like him, she liked the biracials, he's not her preference. She sent her preference home. Her preference was not only available, he was vulnerable. And KC beat his time. He did his job. He was on his job. He knew he wasn't the preference, but he made himself the preference. He won her over. Okay? She sent her biracial preference, her number 2, she sent him home. Okay? So y'all who saying she don't really like him can go somewhere with that. She do like him. But this is how he did that. He pulled out all the stops. He used his black card. He pulled the dark-skinned black woman trauma card. He told her she was the blueprint. And it made Aniya think, oh, well, maybe I am his preference. Because Aniya still deep down believes in black love. Because by the looks of Aniya, her mama is full black, her daddy is full black. She was raised up on black love. She deep down still believes in it, even though black men have treated her so bad that she had a complex which she stated out of her mouth, oh, I was that way when I was young, but I had to get over it, being dark-skinned. She's only 23. She just got over it a couple of years ago at best. So that trauma is still there. Okay? But he was able to convince her that she was his preference. You're the blueprint. I feel for black women. I'm on your side. You are my preference. And she believed him. And she believed in him enough to send her true preference home. Okay? So, this is where the issue comes in. They're cooking. They're going along. They're the strongest couple. Aniya is at work. Y'all who keep saying, oh, she's being the villa therapist. She's being the mammy. She's a marketing director and she's smart enough for her parents to trust her judgment to represent them on national TV. She's not a bird brain. Okay? She's just not. So for you all who are saying that she's got low self-esteem, she doesn't believe in herself, she's insecure, she's this, she's that. I'm not going to pretend like she doesn't have insecurities and she didn't trigger. But the fact of the matter is that KC won her over and she believed him that she was his preference. But the first chance he got to prove that she was his preference, he failed. And he showed her when the first biracial woman walked in there, I'm blessed and highly favored. He showed her in that moment that he fooled her. She was not his preference. And she cried real crocodile tears on that dock because she knew that she had been fooled and she sent home her preference based on her chance at black love and that she realized in that moment she's not his preference. And she cried those crocodile tears. Y'all who saying that she don't like that man can go somewhere. She liked that man. You don't like a man, you don't cry over him. She might have got mad, she might have got pissed off, she might have got an attitude, but you don't cry real crocodile tears and express your insecurity to him. Do you really like her? Are you going to date her? What did KC say on the dock? He said, well, yeah, I'm interested in her. I'm going to check her out. If I like her and she like me, then yeah, I'm going to pursue it. But until that happens, there's no reason to mess up what we got here. Over the years, I've learned that what you don't say is just as important as what you do say. And what he didn't say, but what I heard, what I believe Aniya heard was, oh yeah, I'm going to check her out. If she like me and I like her, we don't need you no more. He gave her, you're the backup speech. However, he went to bed. He, I believe, gathered himself together and checked himself and said, hold on. What did I come here for? I came here to win. Aniya is the winning horse. She is. Aniya is going to the finals. I can tell you that now. Aniya has studied this show. She's a marketing director. Her family is counting on her to represent them well. She didn't come here without doing her research. She has watched this show. She already knows that the role of the dark-skinned woman is to be the mammy on this show. So she's chasing around those people. Aniya is getting more screen time than anybody else. She's the best friend to every one of these needy people on this show. The men, the women, all of them. Aniya is in almost every scene. Except where they're focusing on the couples, Aniya is in every scene. Aniya is conducting yoga lessons. Aniya is choreographing the dance for the hideaway. Aniya is on her job. She's doing what she is supposed to do. She's doing what she came there to do. She didn't come there for love. She didn't come there for Casey. She came there to play her role and to make it to the final and to stay in that villa as long as possible to represent her family and leave with her dignity and her integrity intact. That's what she's doing. She's the winning horse right now. She's the highest ranked among the girls the last time we voted on the app. She and Casey, after that last coupling, are now the highest ranked couple on that app. Originally, it was Sincere and Melanie. Why? Because they're cute. Why? Because they fell hard fast before anybody. Sincere was selling it hard. Melanie was buying it. They're adorable. They're racially ambiguous. They were number one that first week. But the antics started right after that. And they are now number two. I don't know what last time we voted, they were number two. I don't know what they are now. People are saying they want the two of them gone. They've ruined their chances. Neither one of them is winning. Okay? Casey has not. Okay? So she got insecure. She said, reassure me that, because I could, and the next day, she cries the crocodile tears. He just comforts her. He didn't reassure her. He comforted her. The next day, she finds out from Sincere, after she's asked him repeatedly, what's your type? What's your type? She finds out from Sincere the next day that biracial is his type. He lied to her. He fooled her. She does not trust him. That's why, even though he's reassuring her, she doesn't believe him because he's already fooled her one time. That biracial is his preference when he made her believe with that black of the berry, the sweet of the juice speech that she was his preference. And she's not. So now she knows that. However, I believe she thinks, well, you know what? Maybe what we've built here is so good that it will trump the fact that I'm not his preference. We built something nice here. He's told her that repeatedly. She believes that because it's nice to her too. Well, maybe what we've got here can trump that. Okay? But she wants to know, are you going to explore her? He, however, has regrouped and realizes that he's losing. He could possibly be losing the winning horse. So he regroups and says, yeah, I don't have to. And not only that, Sincere is on deck. Sincere is making his play so he can play out his toxic punishment for Melanie. So Sincere is on deck. He's up in her face. He was the first one in Kata's face when she got there. Sincere came to play. Okay? He just didn't realize Melanie was going to blow his spot up like that. But Sincere's on deck. He realized the juice is not worth the squeeze, because in order for him to pull this attention from Sincere, he's going to have to come hard at this biracial. And he cannot come as hard as he need to come at this biracial without Aniya seeing it and losing the winning horse. So he backs down. He says, okay, no. What we got here is good. I don't need that at all. Says it more than once. He does it a couple of times. He reassures her to the point where she believes him again. She says, you know what? Fuck it. Go ahead and explore. And once again, but she's watching because she is going to look for the evidence that he meant what he said. Okay? And she's okay. She sees him pulling her. He got his legs wide open, talking to her at the bar. She's looking at him. Oh, look at him. She's not insecure at all. Enters Zach. Zach puts the doubt in her head. Well, Casey wanted to explore, but he didn't. He went with the safe option. So he puts the seed in her head. You're the safe option. He said he wanted to explore, but he didn't. He went with the safe option. So she says, you know, am I? He reassures her again, and she believes him, but what she also needs is more evidence. She wants to know, is that what he's saying to them behind my back? So she tracks down Zach and says to him, is that what he's saying behind my back? Then I'm a safe option. Zach backtracks and says, no. I'm not saying that. Okay? No. Okay. So he backs down, but the seed of doubt is still there. She goes to KC to tell him what she found out and what she's thinking. And he's sitting up skinning and grinning in the biracial's face. Again, the seed of doubt is there, And the evidence is him again back in this biracial's face, skinning and grinning. So she brings it up to him again. He reassures her again. Okay, there's a reason why she doesn't believe him, because his behavior is showing you're not the preference, and I'm willing to risk it all for this biracial. Okay, so Aniya's concern is, I'm not about to embarrass myself by running behind a man that's not really checking for me, which my history has shown that y'all don't. And your behavior with this biracial is showing you not really checking for me. I'm not going to risk my reputation and make myself look like a bird chasing behind a man that really wants to chase behind a biracial. So, and then also in that final conversation, she lets us know there's other factors too. He's very apparently touchy-feely. And she has to go to bed and pretend she's asleep so that he won't start this touchy-feely stuff with her at the night. You know? Because what Aniya is not going to allow him to do is slut her out on national TV. She has to leave here with her reputation intact. She can't be slutted out on TV. Mackenzie and them can do that. They'll be given a pass. She will not. Okay? She knows this. She's not going to let Casey do that to her on TV. And it's irritating her. You know? She knows she's not his preference. He can't stay out that biracial lady face. Okay? His black man's kryptonite is now activated. The biracial has told him that she's interested in him and she will entertain him. His kryptonite is activated. We all know that the black man's kryptonite is a white woman and a biracial woman. They will step on a black woman's neck and grind their boot heel in her carotid artery for a chance to get at a white woman and a biracial woman. They've done it before. I'm not passing any paper bag test. It's happened to me repeatedly. It's happened to Aniya repeatedly, to the point where it was something she had to get over at the age of 23. She has seen this before. She is watching his behavior because she's not here to be made a fool of by KC. She's watching his behavior, and his behavior is showing, I can't believe him. He lied to me all along. I'm not his preference. And now he's about to pivot so that he can chase behind this biracial because his kryptonite is active. He wants to chase this biracial. He also wants to compete with Sincere. He wants to pull this woman from Sincere. But the amount of effort he's going to have to put in to do that is not going to go unnoticed by Aniya. And she's not having it. And she's telling him so now. I'm not having it. You're not going to embarrass me on this TV. Because I didn't come here to get embarrassed by you. So the last conversation she said, fuck it. Go talk to her then. Because she sees the pattern. I see the pattern. You know, she sees the pattern. She's not no bird brain that's going to get overwhelmed by her insecurities and her fears. If that was the case, her mom and daddy wouldn't have made her their marketing director and let her go on national TV and mention their foundation. She's not a bird brain. She's not overcome by her insecurity. She's watching his behavior. She's letting him know what's going on and where she's at so he can fix it. She wants him to fix it. But she's also not going to let Casey drag her down. So I think she's at the point where she said, okay, I'm going to let him go. And for those of y'all who think that she's this bird brain, that she's going to be tiresome to reassure, she needs reassurance because Casey lied to her. He didn't tell her the truth. He wouldn't tell her his type. He won't tell her that he really wants to pursue this girl. And he's lying to her, but his behavior is showing her that he's lying. So she doesn't believe him. Okay? And she finally told us the other factors too. He's handsy. And, you know, she's trying to be serious and he's playing. If you reassure me and you giggling and rolling your eyes, I don't think you're telling the truth either. And your behavior is showing that you can't stay out of this woman's face. Okay? So that's where they are. The Casey and Aniya of it all. The only thing that remains to be seen is, will Casey remember why he came here? Because Sincere completely forgot why he came here. He got caught up in Melanie's antics and forgot why he came here. Okay? He said to her when she showed out on that diddy bed, he said, don't play with me. I came here for a reason. Sincere came here to win. He wants modeling gigs. I understand he's already got brand deals. He came here to win. But he damaged his own image so badly in those antics with Melanie that people want him gone. Sincere can't win. He got his wake-up call when America busted them up. He was like, oh, they don't think this is cute. They don't want us together. I can't win with Melanie. So he has pivoted to this biracial. And he's making a toast to new beginnings, to honesty. He's trying to rebrand. It's too late, Sincere. We already seen your whole face under the mask. You're not winning. I doubt if you go to the finals, even with this biracial. Okay? Casey is not going to the finals with that biracial because all of us who wanted to believe him and did believe him are not going to have him there. He's not going with that biracial at all. Honestly, the only way Casey will get to the finals is if, number one, Aniya takes him back, and number two, he finds another black woman who's not racially ambiguous because he dug his own hole with that dark-skinned girl. Blueprint speech. He's got to find another black woman that will not pass the paper bag test in order to get to the finals. He's not getting to the finals with anybody else. Okay? If Casey goes to the final with Aniya, he wins because these other couples are so lame. They can't even float Kenzie past. Kenzie done made a cuckold of a Caucasian male on the TV for a biracial black buck. Kenzie is not going to win. The baby magas will not reward that behavior. Kenzie's not going to win, even if she pivots. She might get to the final if she pivots to the white man, but she's not going to win because they can't reward that behavior. All right? And I don't think she have the skill set to sell it that she's really into this dude. She done told him in the last episode, go ahead and explore. Because she's also caught up in her own triangle. So she's forgotten that she's on TV. And people are watching her and judging her. So Mackenzie, they intended to float her along with her cowboy to the end. She screwed that over. These are my predictions for the finals. Who have a chance to win if Casey doesn't course correct and get back on the winning horse. Because Aniya is playing her role to the utmost. They love her. She's the favorite girl right now. She's playing her role to the utmost. She's the leading lady. There were only 2 leading ladies in this villa this season. One was Aniya, the other one was Melanie. Melanie has shot herself in the foot. They don't even want her there. Aniya is the only leading lady left. The others are quirky sidekicks. Trinity and Bryce may skate through to the final and may actually win if Bryce is smart enough to stay with Trinity. He's not. He already showed us he's not. He ain't smart enough not to jeopardize her for a woman that already abandoned him more than once. He made her diss him 3 times. He's not smart. I don't think Trinity is going to win unless she can find a black man and get us to fall in love with her story after Casa. Because I believe Bryce is going to upgrade her at Casa in his own mind. I believe that Zach is going to try to upgrade. Zach may make it to the finals. He's not going to win because the public never rewards the schemer. Ace can tell you about that. He's not going to win. He might make it to the finals if he keeps King Kada. If he dumps Kada, which I think he will, he's not going to win. He's not even going to make it to the final. If he dumps Kada, he ain't even going to the finals. But then again, somebody has to be in the final 4. Aniya is going to the final 4 regardless. With or without him. Aniya is going to the final 4. She's not going to let y'all keep her from that final 4. And she's showing to let Casey do it. If Casey course corrects and gets back on board, he and Aniya will win it. Because these other couples are looking very bad right now. Just like last season. Last season, the quirky sidekick, Amaya, won. Because the other couples were so horrible. And Nick and Landria got together too late to make people believe it wasn't a production setup. So, that's why they didn't win. But they still were number 2. And baby, they are now bigger than the program. Both of them are millionaires. They done made $1 million each. At least. They're bigger than the program. KC would like that. He needs to remember why he came here. Sincere remembered too late. Sincere might as well go ahead and get back with Melanie. Which is where he wants to. I don't know why Melanie came here, but Melanie is now here for Sincere and Sincere only. She intends to have 10 babies by him, just like she said. And he's going to crack that after he leaves the show. He might pivot back to her because he's got no chance of winning now. He doesn't seem to know that yet, but he might make it to the final with that biracial. But Aniya is definitely going because she's not going to let nobody stop her. She's doing her job. Let me see. Is there anything else? I think I said everything. I'm starting to repeat. I think that's everything. Yeah. Y'all have sweet dreams. Wake to find them all real.